Welcome to The Chosen One. I am your host, Qui-Gon Din, and today on Shatterthoughts, I got a request from a viewer for a couple topics for Shatterthoughts, and today we're going to talk about The Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. We want to talk about what makes a viable Anakin Skywalker list, and I think it comes down to Anakin really has one pairing where he can really shine. That's going to be with Ki-Adi-Mundi. That is the obvious pairing. But he asked, can you make Bear Sophie work under Anakin for displacement and for her ability to get on around the table? He also asked me, how viable are the Padawans? So my take is, with Anakin, I think you really want Snips or Rex. You really need characters in that list to move Anakin. Anakin is a hyper carry. You can definitely listen to Zion's Finest a bunch. They talk a lot about this list. And in my experience, they are 100% correct in how that list is piloted. You definitely want Rex or Snips under Anakin. And it's simply put, you need as much movement as you can. Rex is also just good. I prefer Rex because Rex has a gun. Ahsoka, the issue with the Mundi Anakin list is you have too much focus on melee and not enough on actual the ability to get wounds and to do what you need to do. And Rex can often soften stuff up so that Anakin can come in and really finish stuff off to get that force refresh. So sometimes you may not have to rely on that double tap. Also, Rex's healing from the hunker mechanics when you start using his tactic is also very helpful, as he can defensive maneuver next to Anakin, say if Anakin has any conditions. So it's really comes down to, you want Anakin with Rex, Snips, Pawns. You just want to have a tactic on a secondary that can move Anakin forward. A lot of your list is devoted to making Anakin work, because if Anakin does not work in that list, you end up getting put on the back foot. Your force economy is very much based on Anakin doing what he needs to do. The list is very economical in the force sense, but it really can just fully backfire if Anakin flops. Anakin has always been a hyper carry. He's a very selfish character in terms of what you need him to do on the table, because if he doesn't get the wound, he is not providing to the team whatsoever. As far as Padawans, Padawans under Anakin or Ki-Adi-Mundi in an Anakin Ki-Adi-Mundi list, I think they're perfectly fine. I think you do want ARFs in there somewhere, but Padawans are a support that they're not about their attacks, unless you're playing them with Vader, which we'll get to that side of the Chosen One in a bit, discussing Anakin right now. Padawans are healers. Putting them in positions to where they can heal nearby allies is going to be their primary job. Their primary source of damage output, funny enough, is deflect, because they may not even get the chance to actually attack something. So deflect becomes kind of their way of teeing people up for Anakin. It is a viable play. The same thing like with Ahsoka. Ahsoka has deflect, so people shooting into Ahsoka can soften up targets. Anakin also has deflect, so you got that going for you. There is a lot of deflect in that list. But if you're playing Anakin Mundi, I prefer ARFs under Anakin, just because the supporting fire dash is a lot more important for the additional movement. And then I prefer 501st under there with Mundi, just because you need the damage output 501st, I believe. If you're playing Mundi, you want 501st somewhere in your list because they're a good chunk of your damage output for teeing up wounds, which will proc Mundi dashes. Again, makes Anakin more viable. But you specifically asked about Barriss, Ophi, and the Padawans, and can they shine in an Anakin list? I don't think they can shine in an Anakin list per se, but in a Darth Vader Jedi Hunter list, if you still want to, go the darker route of, playing the Chosen One, Darth Vader Jedi Hunter with Ki-Adi Mundi is a perfect place to be playing Barriss Ophi. Her with the extra Vader dice is really, really spicy. And Padawans also get interesting. If you're doing this displacement style list, often the type of play I really like doing with Barriss, since you're using... Barriss is going to go down real quick. But you can make her this explosive turn like Shaak Ti, where you can take an ability to impact multiple points. Barriss is extremely fast. You just have to realize she's going to go down. And that's the big drawback to trying to play her with Anakin, is that your force economy just kind of gets messed up. She becomes a huge tax with that force push, and you just don't have the force to utilize it. But with Darth Vader Jedi Hunter, she is often getting her full tree off with the Vader dice, which means she's going to, get those 4 shoves that she has on a tree, free activate ability for that force push. You could just yeet a character all the way down to your opponent's back corner of the board, and that just can really mess up any positioning that piece has for the rest of the game. It is a good way to shove someone like a Vader Emperor Servant down off the board for a few turns, and now they have to waste time getting them up at the board. It's good against certain pieces that can be a nuisance. Very, very strong. Padawans, when you play them with Vader, become more than just a healing role. When you're playing Padawans with Vader, they become blenders. When they start throwing 10 dice attacks, they are going to likely do their full tree or enough down the tree to where they're going to get the healing. It doesn't make any difference to them. Vader is their true home. With Anakin, they take a more supporting role. You can definitely still play them, but they don't get anywhere down their tree, but they become more of a healing type entity where you're relying on their heals to keep your stuff healed up. Their damage output's going to come from deflect. And that's just kind of the Shatterthought on this episode of Shatterthoughts. Is Anakin is very good, but you want as much movement in your list form as possible. And Vader is kind of the way, if you want to play Barriss and Padawans, it's play them with Jedi Hunter. Jedi Hunter is where Anakin thrives. The other little tidbit I'll give you for the Vader list, Vader makes Phil's clones interesting because the supporting fire heal can give you heals, so you're recovering some of that damage from Vader. This is especially useful under Ki-Adi Mundi, where if you have Shaak Ti, you might want to take Phil's clones, just because Shaak Ti has no heals on her tree. The supporting fire heal from the Phil's clones means that Shaak Ti is only going to take 1 damage to get those 3 extra dice, and Shaak Ti with those 3 extra dice is very dangerous because she's going to hit her awesome tree. She's really designed around getting 2 down her tree, but with Vader, it'll go way higher. So, yeah, that's just my Shatterthought of the night, and I hope you guys have fun with that. Definitely play some Anakin if you want. He's very good, but he's also very dice reliant and is fully dependent on the rest of his list helping him out. Hyper carry for a reason. Definitely listen to the Stop Panicking, Start Kamicking episode of Zion's Finest. They go over a lot in the details of that list.